Okay, I haven't done this in a little while, and I have to pretty much work all weekend and get caught up on some drawing work, so I thought I would show you what I'm up to, and maybe it would help people, maybe not. These things are usually long and boring to the person it's not relevant to. This particular customer, this is for a customer, so it's for them, but I like sharing it with my YouTube audience at the same time. So this is kind of a cabin he's going to build in the woods, and I talked to him earlier, and I made some suggestions on this fireplace, how to save some money, and I'll show that in a minute. And I started getting this thing ready, and I realized I hadn't gone live, and I've already done some of these walls, and I wanted to show how I did those using Medeek's extensions, which I use all the time, and sometimes I take for granted. But they're a big help. So because I really don't charge enough money to do these drawings, so any kind of production, improvement I can get, I will take. So anyway, let me check to see if everything is going good, and looks like we're good. So I just kind of roughly roughed out this floor plan. Floor plans are always evolving and changing, so I've learned not to get too excited about them. I just need to get them close enough to where I can draw something to present and to have something to talk about. But I did talk to him about this fireplace. Just for anybody who's doing this, especially right now, this fireplace is probably $40,000. And I know it's hard to. I started trying to turn it. I know it's hard to explain that. It's a long explanation, but it mainly has to do with the fact that it's freestanding. It's as tall as the house unnecessarily, and it has stone on it, and stonemasons are hard to come by. And anyway, it's a long story, and it's like I was telling this guy, I'm just trying to help you. If you want the fireplace there, I will draw it there, but when it costs you 60 grand, don't cry to me. So anyway, sometimes you just have to be blunt with people about, money and cost of things. I'm a design build contractor. I'm not just someone who is drawing things. I've built these things, so I know how much they cost. And my solution was to come up with this end of the house is not the view side. This over here there's a river over here, the Little Pigeon River. This is the view side. This side actually faces another cabin. So my idea is to put the fireplace in this middle bay and eliminate this whole need for masonry unless you just absolutely want to. What that does is allow you to build the fireplace on the inside and frame it up and cover it with drywall on the inside. And if you want to put siding on the outside or just put the whole thing on the inside, it gives you more options to save money. Then later on, if you've saved money miraculously somehow and you still have money in your budget to stone it, then you can come back and stone this area if you wanted to and up here. But this gives you options. If you run out of money with this, these big tall chimneys are an enemy. Putting a fireplace on the corner of a house like this is really not a good idea. Right, you want to move the fireplace to a central location first because of the efficiency of heating your house. Secondly, your fireplace is not going to be as tall on the outside. There's a thing in the code called the 10-foot, 2-foot rule. Okay, 10 feet away from the roof, where your chimney is 10 feet away, and that varies based on the pitch, right? You have to be 2 feet above that point. So on these really steep roofs, you got to go way up high to get 10 feet away and 2 feet up. Okay? Back in the day, they would build chimneys and they would just cut them off right here, right? And all that junk would come out and land on the roof. You'd have fires or whatever. Now, we have these new codes. And so, anyway, I don't really want to beat a dead horse, but trying to anticipate comments. on YouTube, because I always get them no matter what. Even doctors leave comments saying I would do it this way, and I don't go back and tell them how I would operate on brains or hearts. So what I'm going to do is select Medeek wall, and it would be cool if I still had this wall in here. I forgot to I got a new laptop, and so I had to reinstall the version, the Medeek wall extensions. So I have the wall, I have the electrical, the foundation, the truss, which is really a whole roof extension, and the wall extension. Okay, and so I've got to go in now and reset my settings for everything, because right here is where you can save preset wall types, and I screwed up, and now I got to redo them again. So this wall is 109. It just occurred to me too, one of the features that he has added is a gable end wall. This is awesome too. And you can see here the different shapes. We've got 3 shapes that are popular now. These are apparently coming soon, but these look complicated. I hate to do the code for them. But anyway, what we need is a simple gable wall, and what it does is it allows you to set the height, which is 109 and an eighth. On a 9-foot wall, your studs are 104 and 5/8, and that makes the wall 109 and an eighth. And then here we're just going to set this at a 10-12 pitch. Then we're going to go down here and set this at a 10-12 pitch. This is the right side of the wall. This was the left side of the wall. And then we're going to go, where is the, oh, here we go. Right here, left and right. I don't use this gable wall that much, so I have to be retrained. And then you just hit update. And then I'm using this batten siding, which he literally put in here for me. I wanted a batten siding that was not an image. I wanted actual geometry. And Nathan is such a super guy. He put one in there for me so I could change these little variables right here. That means that the battens are on 16-inch centers, and they're 1.5 inches wide, and then they have a thickness you can't see. So now did I update that? So I'm just going to draw this, and you want to draw your walls from the very outside to the very outside over here. And boom, I got me a gable wall. Now you say, what's the big deal? Well, back before we had gable end walls, we had to draw a regular wall like this, and then draw the gable, right? Well, what would happen is you wouldn't get your surfaces all nice and lined up and on the same plane. Well, you could, but you'd have to draw everything by hand. So it was a big deal, and so this is awesome to be able to, have that extension to do that. I mean, I literally would be sitting here for a couple hours drawing all these studs. Look, every stud is a different length. They all have that, 39-degree pitch on them, whatever it is. And so, it's like, Chinese water torture. What would you rather do? So now I'm going to show you how the roof would work. I'm going to do the fun parts here. And I think this is going to have to be rafters. So the rafters will actually go from that point right there. Yeah, I'm going to see how that'll work out. The thing is, let's go to our truss. Now it says truss, but really you can come down here and click on roof rafters, and gable roof, and then you can just select, is this on the right plane? Is that the right? I'm going to try it. I'm going to try from there, because you want to do that. You want to line it up with the framing, not on the roof. Wait a minute. What am I doing? I'm going the wrong way, aren't I? Yeah, I'm going the wrong way. I got to go this way. just got to pay attention to what you're doing instead of talking so much. So I'm going to click on that. And I'm going to click on, you can see how the outline shows you which direction you need to go. And I'm going to go here. And then I'm going to go all the way down here. You can see the shape of the roof as you go. See? Now I'm going to click on this point because I still need to add sheeting, wall sheeting and siding. So I just want to line up with the roof. Okay, now we're going to do a 10-12. And I'm going to do a 24-inch overhang to begin with. 24. Rafters are going to be, let's see, I think they could be 2 or 10s. I have to check the span tables. Rafter width, ridge board. Yep, I'm going to make this I really would like to make that an LVL. I can specify it later. And then bird's mouth, that's right. Ceiling joist, no, not for now. And, well, we won't have ceiling joist, we'll have a vaulted ceiling. And so we'll say okay. And then here we'll say rafter spacing needs to be 16 inches for this span. And 2x10s, I'm pretty sure I'll check it. Gable rafter depth. We want it to be 2x10 also. And roof framing, yes. Advanced, yes. Yes, because you want to get all this stuff. And right now I'm just going to say go for it. Except, yeah, I don't want gutters. Hip and ridge cap, yes, I want that. Roof cladding, what is this? Why is this all turned off? Oh, I haven't set all these yet in my parameters. Heel blocking, outlookers. We can turn on all this stuff later. Spacing, rate boards, cable overhang 24. On a house this size with a roof pitch like that, you want to go at least 24 inches to make it. I'm just going to say okay. And boom. There you go. Now I need to ask him. And I got a little bit of work here to do on the, on this kind of stuff. Like you can go in and edit the, let's see, let's go down here and say soffit cut. This has to do with the soffit. Let's do our fascia board, our sub fascia. I have a feeling we're going to have to make it okay. I may not worry about this stuff too much because let's do, if I turn on soffit, let's see what happens. I'm running into this thing where I can't get to the bottom. Soffit, yes. Angled. I need to talk to Nathan about this too. I can't get my, let's do update. There we go. What that did was it created a soffit cut on the rafters where the bottom of the rafter would be cut off to match your barge rafter. Yeah, fine, that's what we want. This allows you to use like a 1x8 or a 1x10 fascia on there, and it also cleans it up because I get a soffit. Alright, so what I'm trying to figure out here is why, well, now I can scroll down. That's bizarre. Before I wasn't able to scroll down. Alright, so that's getting that. Now think, okay, so here I'll show you how to do this. The wall, I forgot to step it down, but you can go back into a wall and edit it, and then down here under this offset, wall cladding offset, you put it 12 inches and update it, and boom, I forgot to make the thickness. In SketchUp, you see that line across there? That is the flooring bleeding through. But if you make the siding thickness a little bit thicker, like a 1/2 inch, it kind of goes away. Now I could make it thicker, but I don't want to make it, unreasonably thick. So I'm going to close this. I'm going to save this too because I had it crashed the other day when I was making wall thicknesses different. So that's your basic, but you can see it's a graphics thing. If you watch that line, as I turn the view, it'll disappear and reappear. It also has to do with the angle of attack, you see. So the thing is, sometimes that line will show through on your drawings too. But there may be a band. Sometimes, well, on here, across here, and across here, there will be a deck and a porch. So I won't have to deal with it except for on the other sides. Let me check the comments to see if there's any. Let's see. Hello, Richard. How's it going? Is the sound okay? Everything cool? I'm doing this for a customer, so let's see. What have I got next? I think I'll draw the. I'm just going to draw the deck as a. Well, let me put these windows in. That'll be kind of cool. Let's leave a zone. Let's go in here and turn off the walls and the roof. And why is this not in the roof? That's weird. Why is this not in roof? That's bizarre. You know what? I bet if I went into my extension configuration, global settings, the layers aren't being created. Let's see here. Other layers. I'm going to go into the roof, the truss extension, global settings, layers. Aha! Now see, come on, Nathan, turn these suckers on. Now the best thing about it is, I can save these settings. That save? Yeah. And then I can go back and regenerate this roof. Oops. Regen. There we go. And then all I gotta do is put my roof. These folders I created are mine, so I have to take these extension layers and put them in the roof folder, and see, they'll go away. Well, they'll turn off. And then all I got is floor sheeting to put in the floor folder, like that. I like to organize my layers, my folders, layer folders by, category work, site, foundation, floor, wall, roof. So see, I can just leave the floor turned on, and it turns off whole categories at a time. So what I need to do is look at this drawing and see what he's got here. I think what I'm going to do is allow. Where's the center? Is that, yeah, 15 feet, and that's 15. Yeah, 15 feet. So he wanted to do away with this closet. Let's get rid of the floor thing for a second, because sometimes it gets in the way. What is that? Oh, it's untagged. So I need to put it in floor scheme. Okay, put that in floors. Let's make sure I got it. I'm touching the right thing here. That, and I need to put that in floor scheme, and then turn it off. Where'd it go, man? Right there. Alright, so sometimes if you got like this 2D floor plan was touching that floor, sometimes if I double click on it like that, I would be double clicking on that floor instead of this. So what I do is turn the floor off, and that allows me just to work unimpeded on all this. So we're going to do away with this little, oops, that was a little too much. Eraser happy. And so what we're going to try to do is create I like to put my material in there. Let's see, let's go to our patterns and our floor, our wood wall. There it is. I'm going to put it in here. I just like being able to see that. It helps me, delineate walls from everything else, especially when I start putting windows in. So on a fireplace, let's say we were going to have a 4 foot. Let's allow 5 feet for the fireplace. So that's 30 inches on either side, and this is going to be what I think it is, 30, and then it would come in 24 inches from there. What I was trying to do is work him in a little closet beside the fireplace, but I'm not sure he's going to dig this idea. I think it might work better to move the door over, but then let's just come over 6 inches. Let's see. Let's look at this picture again. Yeah, we could just make that solid if you want trim or whatever. And so 6 here. And then we're going to put a 3 foot window. It's really not as big as this. They've got huge windows. My idea was to one idea I had was to move this door over a little bit and put a closet beside the door, or either that, leave room for like a wardrobe type thing. So if you're going to have what is this? 5 feet. We're going to leave it like that for now. We're just going to show this coming out like this, and then usually what I'll do is I'll literally just kind of hand draw a thing like this, and then this is just down and dirty, and just reverse this and move it over. I'm not going to get too fancy with it. I'm just trying to show it as a, oops. Yeah, I know some people would be anal about that, but I'm not because most people won't even pick out a fireplace until they have to. So I ain't going to spend a lot of time agonizing over it. And then, but what you would have is, on a framed fireplace, you would have two, I just realized this. This would move over, let's move it over 3.5. Then we'll move this over 3.5. And then you would have the wall come out 0.5. Let's see, what is this? This is, yeah, that works. That actually works. And I don't know why I'm getting caught up in this. I just said I wasn't going to, and here I am. Let myself get caught up in this minutia of this fireplace already. This is what happens. Back and delete stuff. So then this would come across, and then you'd have a header. You'd have this right here, this right here, something like that. This would be like that, be like that. Oops. Did I draw? I drew that outside of the. Not sure how I got out of edit mode. There we go. There we go. And then I usually just cut this out, and then I'll show a hearth, coming out 16 inches or something. And sometimes that'll wrap around. But for now, we're just going to leave it like that. I already spent too much time on that stinking fireplace. Alright, gotta get rid of all these lines. The main thing is was for me to try to, I wanted to show how I put windows, how we can put windows in there. And I think these windows are probably going to look small on the front of this, and that's why I wanted to put the fireplace there. Maybe the fireplace ends up having to bump out a little bit so that you have so that you take up less room inside. But originally I was going to put a closet. You could put a little closet or wardrobe right here beside the door. Let's just see how it looks if we put windows there. I guess you could always put Alright, so let's go back to our walls. Then we'll see how windows, they're going to look small and insignificant. I can already feel it coming. So let's go up here and turn on our walls and the roof. Oops, I forgot to put a center line. So what I do is I usually fix my plan, and then I will put a center line here, and that will tell me that it. Yeah, that's it. Where these items are. And we're going to start off with some big windows. We're going to put wall window. We're going to start off with let's see, at least a 5-footer. 60. Man. Okay, oh wait, I meant to say that's 1, king stud 1, and trimmer 2. Yeah, 2, okay, and then, okay, let's just do a window, yes, and exterior trim, yes, interior casing, no. I don't usually do the interior stuff, unless I'm getting paid to. Okay, shutters, no, I hate shutters. You can put them on there if you want to. Then we're going to call it a casement window. See how that turns out. Update. Let's just put them in there and see how they look as far as scale. Oh dang it, I forgot about that silly trim. See, I had all these settings. I had all of these settings fixed. And I had to reinstall everything. There's a thing here somewhere, and he put a setting in here for me, and it was to interior trim no, exterior trim yes, trim location, trim thickness, outside corner, inside corner. He did a setting somewhere that made the trim look as contiguous, and now I gotta find it. Windows. I may not spend time. I may just do it later. But let's go here on the exterior windows. It may be on here. Advanced interior case window trim inset. Oh boy, now I'm going down a rabbit hole. Let's try not to do that, Tony. Trim style location. Union all trim. I found it. Dang it. Okay, where is that? Right there it is. Union all trim. Window trim options. Why are these options not turned on? Why are they not turned on? Advanced window options. Yes. Okay, there we go. You want to union all trim. This makes it look so much better. Okay, is that the only place it shows up? Now the other thing I like is just a simple window trim. I don't like this header. I don't like it this different thickness, width, and I don't like it hanging over. Header extension 0. Just want it real clean. You'll see this in a second. Okay, settings. I see I had all this set and I had to reinstall because I got a new laptop. And so now I'm going to have to, and you see I'm going to leave this one and I'm going to undo it. You see how it's got that little thing, and we need to go back in and also make the thickness an inch. Trim, windows, header thickness 1, jam thickness 1, seal thickness 1. All that needs to be the same thickness. Because we use 5/4 trim around our windows, it looks a lot better. I will get these where I like them. Windows. Let's see, 60. Update. Casement. Yeah. And it didn't take. Dang it. Alright, so we're just going to put them in here. And I'm not sure why it's not keeping that. So I'm going to have to go in here. And that's frustrating because I just changed it. And for some reason, it did not take. You even saw me click Save Changes two times. There it is. What is going on? Well, anyway, let's move on. Let's, well, I've got a bunch of windows to do, and I don't want to have to fix all of them. So now I'm in a quandary because I don't want to have to, just for the sake of this video, I don't want to put all the windows in and have to go back and change them. So we're going to go window wall, let's see, window wall, global settings. And why is my trim, where's the vertical exterior trim? Okay, all this interior trim, windows. You can see right here it says style A, 1, 1, 1, and there's no overhang. There's no header extension. There's no, oh look, that should be 0. Let's change this window. That may be the inside. Good Lord, that's probably what it is. He uses different terms than us sometimes, and that's probably what it is. 1, 1. No, this says stool thickness. See, this shouldn't be. This should be the casing, the inside. That's weird. So yeah, this would be the interior trim. Not quite sure why. this is not sticking. I may have to restart it. I mean, what I want, I'll show you what I want. I don't want to have to go in here. I have to go to, if I have to edit these, I have to go to one at a time and do this, and go down here and say, and I don't know why. 1 1 1 0 0 3. Let's update it. See, and that's why is that? The batten shouldn't be sticking out that far. You know what it's doing? It's making it's adding the 1/2 inch. I see what it's doing. It's adding the 1/2 inch thickness that I'm making the siding thicker. So what we need to do is make this 0.5. And I can regenerate that wall. That should take care of it. So this is the kind of the rabbit holes you can get going down if you let yourself go down. But I don't know why. Oh, I see what happened. That's not correct. Somehow I got 2 decimals in there. Now it should work. It's always human error, isn't it? User error. Okay, alrighty. I guess to get this to look the way I want to, I'm going to have to go in here and do the edit opening, do that. And I'm going to have to make this don't understand. See, I can't scroll down. I can't. I have to make this 1.5. Which I really don't want to do. And I can't scroll down. I need to get, here we go. Editor extension, jam seal thickness. There. That's the way it should look. The trim around the window should stand proud of that. But I shouldn't have to make the window trim 1.5 inches thick, because nobody's going to. In reality, it's going to be 1 inch thick. You see, because it's measured. It's measured to there. That's 1. But I had to make it 1.5 inches thick to get it to stand out. So that's what I need to do is. But I don't want to have to change each one of these windows. So I'm going to go. Here I'm going to fix this one. And that is still, and I can't understand why I can't scroll down. I need to talk to Nathan. You have to make it full screen. So you can imagine the frustration if you had to do this on every window. That defeats the purpose of. I mean, I could just draw it by hand and it would be quicker almost. Or I could draw one of them by hand and copy them around instead of doing that. So now we're looking at, like I said, they're going to seem insignificant. So what we probably want to do is make them taller there. So let's put the door in. Let's see if we got any changes, any comments. No comments. And I'm gonna put the door in, wall door, and we'll make it 36 by 80, and we'll put a 2 by 10 header in, blah blah blah. Built up header, both top and bottom. We'll put two trimmer studs in, and I usually have all this set. 2 trimmer studs. 2. Okay, and door, yes. We'll just go ahead and show it as a no. We'll show it as a full glass just for the fun of it, and see how that looks. And then we'll put this as 3.5, 1, 1, 0. See how that looks. And you see, this is how it looks, which I don't like. With when you don't have the union setting where the trim is joins together, I don't like this where you have that line there. Because in real life, you don't see that line. After you paint your trim, it all just looks like one thing going around there. It's not. You don't see that. If you did, it would be tacky. Let's see. So let's go to wall tools, edit opening. We'll change that to the thickness to 1.5 inches. Actually, you know what just occurred to me too is that this is a. Let's change that to see what this looks like. Yeah, but it would be half glass and double half glass. Let's see what that looks like. Oops, wrong one. Is there not a paneled half glass? I think that's why I like the full glass, because there's not a paneled half glass. I'm just going to leave it that way for now. It just looks better to me for some reason. And I'm going to put this up here and go down here and make this 1.5. Update. At least that gets it out. And then I have to go to the wall. I have to go to this. I have to go to doors and turn on the yes and union all trim. Yes. And you watch this. It's going to look much better when I do this. I'm thinking if I can just. I think if I can just regenerate the wall. That's weird. There we go. Yeah, you can just regenerate the wall, and all the doors and windows will regenerate with it. You see, it looks a lot cleaner, and that's actually how it looks when you do your trim properly and paint it. It looks like a solid trim around it. Doesn't. You don't see all those lines. You especially don't want to, if you mitered it, you especially don't want to see that, because that cut is long and nasty, and people just try to fill it up with whatever. So the best way to do it is to cut this side piece short and let the top piece go across like it was, but then cut it cleanly and get it painted well, and it's going to look so much better that way. Now what I think we should do, because we're going to have this fireplace in the middle that's basically going to look like, let's see, 15 feet. I probably should draw a, for now I'm just going to draw it as if it's sticking out like 12 inches. And then we'll make this, what were we going to make it? 30, 26. Let's do that. 26. I'm just trying to draw a rectangle that's going to mimic the fireplace to give me a mass here. And we're not going to worry about the top of it yet. It'll do something funky. You know, I'll put a chimney, I'll put a cap on it or whatever, and then it'll be at least another, 2 foot thick. What is that? 18. So we'll leave it like that for now. What we're trying to do is get an idea of what, if we pop the fireplace wall out to give us this, what would be, it would probably look better if we set up this thing where the door, there was another window over here. So let's put a window. Let's go back to our plan. Turn off the walls for a second. And we'll see what the relationship is here. This is 3'6". Let's see what it would do if we put one 3'6" to kind of balance that. We'll turn the walls back on. And we'll put this a window. Wish it would stick. I need to save this 60. Everything else is saving except this stinking thing. Don't know why this is not saving. I'll have to get with Nathan and find out what I'm doing wrong here, because you're not supposed to have to go in and have to reset this. Now see, why is it doing that? It's not supposed to, I just, somebody pinging me. They're saying your videos are boring. Dang it. They'd be less boring if I spent less time messing with software. I'm just kidding. I actually love, I love this. Even though this, trust me, this is more productive than drawing it by hand. I know it may not seem that way, but literally, because I can go in here and make these changes on the fly like this, that's the big advantage. You see, now I'm happy. Now the reason it's worth it is because if the owner changes his mind on these window sizes, all I have to do is go in there and change them. I don't have to redraw them. So now what we have to do is try to figure out how close do we want this house to look like this one. This big thing right here is probably $40,000 by itself. Okay, I promise you. The way they've got this built and drawn is very expensive. These windows right here, at the most probably $450, $500 a piece. Okay, so you have to decide: do you want money left over in the end or not? And this house is going to be rented. It's not even his major, his sole purpose in life. So I keep making myself laugh, don't I? And one thing I just realized is that my roof doesn't have fascia on it, and this is what I was talking about: the ability to be able to go back in and just take away and add things. This is probably going to have to be 9 1/4. Okay, I'm coming. Parents going to tell me my audio is not working. Oh. I'm spared. I thought he was going to say, I can't hear you. I've done that before. I've been working for 30 minutes before and nobody be able to hear a word I'm saying. So 9 1/4. Thanks, Barrett. Barrett's got a new baby, and I need to go see her. Let's see. Fascia, yes. There we go. Update. Close. That looks a lot better. See, for some reason, now see, what I'll do after this video, I'm going to go in and get all my settings fixed. Because when I draw that roof, all this stuff should pop up. And that's what you do, is you go in and get all your settings the way you want them. And so the next time you do a roof, it's very simple. And one thing I do is I turn off when I start to do my elevations, I turn off the roof framing so you don't see all those. Why am I seeing those? Okay, there we go. That should be turned off. What is that? Roof rafter. What is that? Roof. There it is. Now those lines are gone. You could see the rafters bleeding through, and sometimes on your elevations. The other thing I do is I go in here and I edit this roof color for drawings, because when you're printing construction drawings, you don't want really dark. Like this will just be one big blob of ink. What you can do is go in here and edit it like that, and it'll still look like a roof, but it's not one big blob. That looks boring, but there's a difference between renderings and construction drawings. In construction drawings, we're just trying to show the work. We're not trying to win architectural awards, okay, or whatever. We're just trying to get it done, get the job done, and create your. If you were to print this house, at like a 1/4 inch scale and it would be this big, you would have a big blob of ink up here where the roof is, and your sheet would be wet. Your sheet would be sagging from the amount of ink, and it would cost you $10 just to print one page. So we leave the renderings to the artists. We're builders, man. We're not artists. Although our buildings are art, we just don't put art on paper. We put art in the real world out there next to the mountain stream. Okay, enough preaching. So now, I think what'll happen is, though, we'll probably end up having a transom, and if he wants one, what I can do is go in here and set up. This probably wouldn't take too long. If I go in here and set up, I'm just going to call it, let's see, transom. Let's see, load. I forget how you do this. Save. I'm going to type 30. Let's see, 3020 transom. Then I'm going to go down here and make it 24 inches high. We're going to see what this looks like. And I think I can do this. Header height would be, let's see, 80. Let's make it 2 feet, 24, 108. Let's make it 124 just for the fun of it for now and see how that works. And I don't know if I actually haven't done this in a long time as to whether I can put this up there. So I'm just going to try it without a lot of the settings first. And see what that looks inside. If it overwrote the existing. I'm going to turn the roof off for a second and go in here and see what it did. Okay, that's awesome. I like how that works. So now we just need to adjust our height. And see, in real life what we would do, we wouldn't put this header there. This header would just be, the real header would be up here. And we would just put framing between them enough for the trim. And in some cases, the transom literally sits right on top of the window. What I'm trying to do is create some height. Because this wall's so tall, I'm just not so sure it needs to be. And I'm also mad because my settings aren't, I haven't been able to get the settings the way I want them. So I'm going to go in here on trim, on windows, and figure out why 1.5, 1 point, oops, 5, 1.5. There's no extension on there. That's all right. That's all right. That's all right. Now, why is it doing? Why is it not? Why is it putting the extension on there? I know that window trim is the exterior trim because you see here there is no apron on the outside, so I know this is the inside specs and this is the outside. So where else would it be showing up? Why is the header piece still extending? And it's probably right in front of me. There's where it should be, right there. Header extension 0. Somewhere else it's getting told to do that. And it's probably on style B. Nope. Style A. Trim. Let's go back to our trim for a second. We'll check here. Interior trim. No. Exterior trim. Vertical exterior trim thickness. This should be 1. Settings. Grease board. This is all horizontal. This should be 1. Bandboard thickness 1. We use 5/4 on our skirt board. 1, 1, 1. Okay. And then under material, let's see, where else could it be? Doors. We fixed that. 3.5. Windows, and you're looking at 3.5, 3.5, 3.5, 1.5, 1.5, 1.5. There's no extension. Center thickness. Where's the word extension down here? 0. I changed it to 0. Still extension 0. I'm not going to change that. Okay. Anyway, I guess I'll just have to deal with this and install window. Yes. Alright, save. Let's see if that doesn't fix it. I'm gonna have to go in and change every one of these. Window, and I want to do 24. And see down here, it's not sticking. That should say 33.5. And this should say 1.5. You just saw me change it. Maybe I need to reboot it. Reboot it. 0, 0. Update. And this was, let's try this as 120. See how that looks. Update. And we'll go ahead and put one here. Is that in the middle? Nope, I screwed that up, didn't I? What I'm going to do, let me turn this off right quick. I'm going to reboot that. There's Barrett. There's Jennifer White. No, this is for Tom Barrett. You know, the plumber. AJ's Plumbing. He's building this up in up at the near in the mountains, Little Pigeon River up past Pigeon Forge, I guess. Let's see if I can get my windows to act right. Let's delete this opening. I was gonna say I hope I don't delete the whole opening. And we'll go back in here and check and put a window in and see if the settings. Well, look. Now it's stuck. Okay, now we're in business. I should have just rebooted. Sorry, that was taking a lot of time, wasn't it? Let's see. Let's do this. 2 2x10s, both. And so this is 120. Oops, 120. Dang it. What in the world? I can't win for losing, man. I had all this stuff fixed. Where's the... I hate shutters, and Jesus knows it, and still I get shutters. God, I hate shutters. Where do they go? Please take your shutters and take them away, Calgon. I can't even think now. Update. God, forgive me. Right. Now see, these windows over here that's a little bit closer, and that's why I wanted to do this, because go and delete this stinking... God, this one window is like, can we just get some peace in our lives? I wish it would save the last window size. It saves all the other stuff. And where's the stinking shutters? Right there. It says no right there. At the middle. That was not the middle. That was the middle. And then, oh man, I should have gone ahead and put one over the door. But what I'm trying to look at here is I think what I'm going to do is move the door over in that other window. Let's see. What you can do is you can go into here and move opening, and then select it, and then top 6. I thought I could top 6. Did it move? -6 maybe? Well, I thought I could type in the amount. Let's move this one over. And then, well, but see, honestly, you may hear some frustration in my voice, but honestly, if I had to move them manually, I would have to go in and I think I can type 6.75. I thought you could type, let me go in here. So I'm having to look at there we go. I'm having to look at the number down here instead of typing it in. I thought I could type it in. So now let's put this, let's put a window right here. Window, and I think what I want to do, I think what's going to end up happening is these windows are going to end up sitting on top of each other, but we'll see. 24. I'm going to show them to them like this. 120. Are the sneaking shutters turned off? Yep. And let's update that. There we go. I don't know. To me, they look almost too segmented. Let's turn the roof back on. I don't know. I'm just going to show it to him like that. What is this little goober thing right here? I don't know what that is. That is an anomaly. We call that. Let's try to regenerate this. That didn't work. What is that thing? Good Lord. Alright. So that's just a discussion point there. Now in real life, this fireplace won't go all the way down if it's framed. It will just come up to here. And once I get the mass of that, the size of it correct with him, I'll actually draw walls and it'll have siding or whatever on it, you know, that way. So what will happen here is we'll have a deck that is the width of this house. I'm just going to do it like this, 30 feet, about 10 inches. And that's 9 1/4, and 1 is 10 1/4, isn't it? Well, it's easier to, and I don't know how far this comes out. Usually probably about 12 feet. Make that a group, and then we're going to move it up to the door. And, you know, normally people will let it hang down, you know, like an inch or something. Half inch, something like that. Or some people will just put it right back up under there. Because this is, what I'm showing here is the floor thickness. And then, I think it comes around, there's something about it. You can get to that side, so probably what that means is there's a deck over there, but it's not, doesn't come all the way out to the end of this one. I'm going to put this down here, and then I'm going to put this right there. And most likely all it is a little like 42-inch landing. I can't really see that. We'll come out. Let's move this out for a second. Oops. Sometimes people would just come out, do something like this to join the two decks. Like that. And then they would actually become one deck. So you group them, then you go inside the group and delete or explode those. And then you can do that. When they join it, they'll join together, and I can just delete that line. Like that. And then that's a point of conversation. You know, how does that work? Do steps come down? What happens there? And then this will come out. I think it comes all the way down to the end. Like that. I need to check the comments, don't I? Hey, frustration in Tony's voice. I've heard much more. You mean in the past or now or? Yeah. Well, that's that computer junk when the servers crash or don't work. Yeah. 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 Don't get me started on that. Good Lord. You're the computer guy. You're supposed to know better. See, made myself chuckle. Now, what I'll do is to make this look good is I'll go in here. I'm not going to do it now, but I'll just give you a demonstration. Come down one. I guess it wouldn't take that much time. And I don't have to do guidelines for all of it. I can just do that and that. I thought I was already that. See, you got me started now. I can't stop. That. I'm gonna go there, and then I just pull them out an inch. That just gives another level of detail on your elevation drawings. You'll see that line, and you'll know that's flooring. I'm just pulling it out an inch. So on SketchUp, you can just start, like I can just start dragging it like that, and then type in 1, and it'll go back to where I want it to go. So it makes it relatively fast to do, and then I can just go from here, shoot that down to there, take that off, 1, then go down here. So, back in the old days when I drew everything by hand, you could make an argument for still doing it that way. Some people are faster than using extensions. And I don't mind the extra time. I know this is hard to explain. The initial time that I just spent on these windows, was it an hour? The initial time seemed like more than it should be, and it was, because I didn't have the settings set up. Now, when the customer looks at this, and they always do, it never fails, they'll want to change it 5 times, you see? But now, all I got to do is go in here and edit opening. If they want it bigger, I can make it bigger easily. I could make it 36, and I could make this, I could leave that the same. You see, now I can demonstrate things, right? And that's what I was talking before. If I made this window, if I lowered it 1 inch, if I made this 119, and probably what I'll do is go ahead and leave one of these windows like this. Make this 119. Update. That didn't work. Oh my God! I said 19. Oh my God! That didn't work. That did not work. I said 1,000. That window probably just disappeared to infinity. There we go. It's supposed to be 119. No, 119. There we go. See, I'm trying to get these. Now again, once I got them happy on the general look of this, I would go out and cut out these lines right here. Because again, you're not going to see that line coming across like that. It'll be contiguous. All your trim will just look like one thing. And why this thing keeps popping its ugly head, that's weird. I don't know where that's coming from. It looks like some kind of piece of flashing, or what is that? That looks like some kind of top plate thing. Okay, close. So that's the thing. Now, if I had to do that by hand, or without the extension, it would take an hour just to change that one thing, because you'd have to redraw the window, I'd have to redraw the framing, I'd have to redraw the siding, and guaranteed the customer would change their mind again after that, right? So this this is just, I could just hit undo, can't I? Right now I'm going to leave it where it is. And that's funny, making that window taller made that little anomaly pop up. Okay, so now the other trick I've learned is that, it's kind of cool to be able to see the inside, but it's not if you don't have the drywall turned on. So what you can do is go select that glass and then go into the opacity and just kind of fog it over a little bit like that, just enough to where you're not distracted. You don't want to be distracted by seeing studs way back in the back that aren't relevant to this elevation. You see, you just want to see, you want to imagine glass and that configuration. That's what you want to see. So now the only question is, do we get really fancy? I've already explained to him this is probably $30,000-$40,000 worth of glass and windows and doors. Okay, again, this is not even a fraction. So these windows might be $300 a piece, 3, 6, 9, 12. Doors probably $800. That's $2,000. This is $3,000, $3,500. Okay, $3,500. So $4,000, let's say, versus depending on what window manufacturer. If you bought a YKK window, that would be around $3,000-$4,000. If you bought Anderson Eagle line, it would be $6,000. So you can buy whatever you want, but starting off with a configuration that's affordable is going to help you. Any UAPs? I need to come up with something that UAP stands for. Under a pipe. No, there's no under a pipe in this drawing. There's nothing under a pipe in here. Okay. I'm gonna come up with my own construction terminology for UAP. That way I control you back. When you troll me with that, I control you. So now what would happen is he's got this porch over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's got 5 posts. That sounds about right. Let's put in some 6x6s. And I kind of wish I had done this before. I'm just going to draw 5.5 by 5.5. And then we're going to run us up I'm going to go up to 7 feet for now. And then we're going to pull this down to the ground. For now, I don't know exactly where the ground is. And then we're going to make this, I'm going to make this a group. I'm also going to make it a component, so I don't have to mess with it later on. And so now I'm going to bring this over here and over here, like that. Because if he wants that roof line taller there, I can just change these. And this is a neat trick right here. If you take this and you copy it down here, if you use the copy command, okay, and you get it right where you want it to go, then what you can do is type down here in the bottom, divided by 5, and it will put you post evenly And that should be about 7. Well, it's wider. 9 feet's fine. That's not going to hurt anything. Because what you can do is put two LVLs above that, and that'll support that fine. What I do want to do is I'm going to leave them right there. But eventually, the other reason I'm making these a component is because I'll eventually go in and notch these posts out so you don't see that vertical line. But for now, I'm just trying to get something going because I spent so much time on that those stinking windows on the front. And this beam is going to look like this. We're just going to come up 12 inches, and we're going to be happy with that. I'll make that a group. Now we're going to imagine, I think we can get by with a 412 pitch, and it'll look just fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put does this go all the way? Yeah. I'm going to put a roof. This is, again, perfect use. Roof rafters, and it should be a shed roof. Yeah. Shed roof. Okay. I'm going to start right there. Let's see. Oh, I forgot. I got to go that way first. So I'm going to go. I gotta go the other way. The shed roofs are they're not fussy, but a little different. You gotta make sure you're pointed the right way. Roof rafters, shed roof. Okay. I'm gonna go from here. Yeah, that's what I want to do. So there. And then all the way down to here. Now, what I'm going to have to do, I just realized I'm going to have to make that wider, but I'm going to leave it like this first. And then we're just going to say okay and okay. Yes. On this, I still want to go 16. Well, you could go 24, but it doesn't matter for this. Roof framing, yes, yes. And for now, we're just going to say yes. And what happened to my roof? I'll write it in. Well, instead of getting caught up in that little game again, we're just going to do it old style. 4.5. And we're going to go over here 12. And we'll show you how we used to do it. And we're going to come to here. Let's see, first we're going to draw, so I have to retrain myself. Let's see. Oh, I got to go up 4 here. Come down to here. Okay. Now I could put a probably go ahead and use a 2x10. 9.25. The span's only, if it's only 12 feet, I can probably get by with a 2x8. That's probably what we'll do. 7.25. And that's still sitting down on there too far. What you want this point to end up right here. Like that. And then you can delete this. And then you can come in here and go down here. 22.5. We'll have a face on there. Sure, something's not lining up. What was that? And then now the thing about this is I can go up here now until that hits the roof. And then I can go until this is why I changed from the roof extension, because this is the kind of thing that's probably faster to draw by hand. because he doesn't have a true lean-to roof like this. Now you can either, from here, you could do it two ways. You could go ahead and pull this out and, oops, make sure you're on copy mode, 1.5, and then make this oops, I don't want that. I don't want all that. And you could make this a component and make it a rafter, okay? And then you could copy this all down. So I'm going to show you the different ways to do this. And we'll say these can be on, let's just say they can be on 24-inch centers because they can. And we'll go times like 40. That's going to be too many, but I can just go delete them. Easy enough. Way too many. Okay, so you could do it like that and start drawing your decking. But what you need to do first is get this pitch right with your customer. So what you're going to do is just draw a mass that represents. What we'll do is we'll save this down here somewhere in case we do want it to be a rafter, and we're going to change this into just a mass. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go all the way back to that point where I deleted I think I know what's going to happen here. I should have made this I thought I made that a group, and I didn't. Now we're getting off into the weeds. I don't know why that this needs to be out there somewhere. I don't know what's going on there. So I'm going to see if I can delete all this, whatever it is. There shouldn't be anything on that beam that's sticking over there that far. I think I just found it. Yeah, I did. Yeah. Part of that rafter had become part of the beam group, so I just deleted it. And so now I'm going to fix this, where this and I don't know why. Yeah, that's right. So now I can just pull this out 24 inches and get rid of this. And then what will happen is I will show this to Tom and say, do you like that, the concept of where that roof is? Right? He may want to flatten it out or something. Like, you could literally make it a 312 if you wanted to. As a matter of fact, that's probably what it should have been, because there's a dormer up here and that looks a bit much. So what you could do is take this and push it down. Get your little self. My mouse is plugged in and it's messing with me. Oops. Thing's falling apart. My mouse was dying, so I had to plug it in. 12. Let's make this 3. You could easily, I know a lot of people don't realize it, you can easily make this roof a 3/12 pitch, okay? And your life wouldn't be really devastated by it, I promise you. What you do is you just put ice and water shield on it, and I've done it a million roofs that way. So some people think 4/12 is like the minimum pitch, but it's really not. I've done them 2/12. Yup, I know. Sin, heresy. And guess what? Never had a roof leak either in 42 years. How about that? How about them apples? Yep, I started in 1978. That's right. I'm old, but I still feel young. And I don't know why. Okay, so now what we're going to do is bring this out 24. And for some reason, I know why, but it's not lining up with this other roof. So what we're going to do is, I think the trim option will fit. I think the trim option will work here. I think if I pick, let's see. I turn off the soffit. Now see, we're getting into a rabbit hole. We're going down a rabbit hole, but it's okay. I'll show you something. If you turn off the soffit, and you can see the back side of this, and you can select it, then you can say trim. There's a little tool in the Medeek thing, Medeek tools, that it's kind of a secret. You can say trim and then select, because it's not in the same because it's not in the same group or whatever. But what we can do is fix that. We can cut this, we can go in here, and then we can paste it in place. Then I can select this, tools, trim, that. Well, it didn't work. Let's try one more time, and then I think what it is I need to take this and move it back where it's at some. And I know what you're saying. You're saying, if you're going to do all that, just move it back manually. Yeah, and you're right. So, okay, I give. You're right. You're right. It doesn't even have to be perfect. I can just take it back to the bottom side of that, and it'll be perfectly fine. Wow. There we go. Now, yeah, 312 is the ticket. Leader guides. Yeah. So now, let's see. What happened to all my soffit? There we go. What is going on here? Alright, so let's regenerate. I think I know what's going on. That may have been the roof that I generated, but I didn't realize the stuff was turned off. And I just didn't see it. So I actually drew that roof, the extension, and it was turned, all the roof framing was turned off. I just didn't see it. Yeah. But anyway, the point being, that I can show him from this elevation here. It looks to me like the 312 is a closer match, and it won't interfere with the dormer, which is going to take me another couple hours, and I've been going too long, so I'll probably just cut off here. But you can see that, and then what you'd have is you'd have posts that go around. I'll just do one of them for the fun of it. I copy this thing from here to here, and I'll make this unique because remember, it is a component, okay? And I know it's got to go down 3 feet or 4 feet, yeah, like that. Then I can start to mimic this deck. We're going to lock the axis. We're going to put it there. We're going to go divided by 5. Yeah. And that'll kind of give us an idea there. And then we can put this. There. And we can put one. Oops. One there. Like that. So anyway, you can kind of get a feel for what I'll do next. And mainly what I wanted to show was how easy, and you're saying easy, yeah. Nothing's easy. We have a saying, an old adage in the construction industry. If it were easy, the homeowner would do it. Yeah, we love saying that. But it's not easy, and that's why they pay us to do it. But as far as it goes for me, it's easier to use these extensions because now I'm armed with easy editing. If these windows change, say he wants to make them all a foot taller, I think I can copy wall tools, copy wall. Okay, you can copy a wall. In other words, I can select, if I say copy wall right here, right, let's say I've got a bunch of walls that I need to do like this right here. I can copy that wall and you see all the parameters will pop up, and I can just select which ones I want to copy to. So I select all the parameters I want to copy, and then I go around and select the walls I want to match those parameters to match. So I'm not going to do that because these are all good. But I am going to, what I got to do now is go around and put windows and doors in, and then handrails, and he wants an outdoor fireplace. I got another 4 hours to go. But I really just wanted to kind of share I hadn't shared the extensions in a while. And please don't take my, I try to kind of complain sometimes in a funny way, but I'm not really, when you saw me complaining about having to make changes in the extension, that's mainly because I didn't realize that I did realize it while I was live, that the settings, the global settings, are something I needed to go back into and fix, so that when I chose a window or a door, it would display the way I want it to, and I didn't have to go into each one of them and change it. So the frustration on my end is from me not doing that before I started recording, because I wanted to demonstrate how easy this extension could be. I mean, I would literally still be drawing this gable wall that I drew at the very beginning of the video. Yeah. If I had to go in and do all these studs are different lengths, and they have the angle. If you wanted to show it accurately, right, it would take a long time. And then the siding is a pain, okay? Even just doing these battens on the outside of the wall, having to draw them, the thickness and the width, and then angle, get all these things correct, just the way it is now, is a pain. So it instead of me, so I can sit and do a 2 hour live stream and have all this work done. It would have taken me all day normally to do that. So yeah, even though you saw me kind of jokingly complain about some of this, the settings, I still saved a lot of time. So anyway, thanks to Medeek Engineering for for developing these extensions that make our life a lot easier for those of us who have to do this every day. Let me check to see if I've got any more. Oh boy, wow. I guess you're gone. always a jokester. All right, that was somebody putting dirty little messages in that I need some moderators. Not Strike must have left. He's a moderator. All right, thanks a lot, guys. I really appreciate it, and we will see you on the next one. Thanks. Oh, you did take care of it. Yeah, thank you. All I saw was naked, 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 naked. I wish there was a way to delete them completely. Anyway, thanks, Not Strike and Richard. I appreciate it.